Stamford Bridge welcome Jose Mourinho. It's going to be a tough one. Okay, let's hear your opinion. What do you think is going to happen in today's game at Stamford Bridge?
Well, I think today game, like we all know, it's going to be a crazy match. Yeah, in the sense that the only factor in this game is Jose Mourinho. And when Benfica picked him back as their coach immediately after the first stage of the Champions League, the only concern that I had was why now? Because there's one thing you can't take away. Jose Mourinho is a man that knows his way around Stamford Bridge. The history is there. You from the environment you see that he commands some level of authority when it comes to Stamford Bridge. So it will be a crazy match. Yeah, it will be a crazy match. Though when you go to squad strength, I don't really think that Benfica have what it takes to match Chelsea strength to strength. Yeah, I know they have some good players like Otamendi, yeah, behind, and luckily for Chelsea, Di Maria is no longer there with them. So, but I think that's notwithstanding. Mourinho is a man that, if you look at his past at incident, he did it with Porto, with barely players that people never talked about. Yeah, though, and he came to Chelsea again. He did it with Chelsea. Yeah, you might likely say that Chelsea spent money bringing Drogba and what have you. But let me tell you, if you are to compare the best of the best in those era, Drogba was not part of them. Neither was Frank Lampard among them. But Mourinho was able to organize them, even if we know that football have slightly changed a bit. But looking at the Chelsea squad right now, I still think with what happened with Chelsea, I can still tell you that Enzo Maresca is still not a man that knows his way around the UEFA Champions League. That's why I still feel some sense of some level of I still lack confidence in that aspect. Yeah, because I think people like most of the players in Chelsea right now, they don't really have that Champions League experience, though they have it. Like we have the likes of Chaloba, he knows how he has played Champions League. We have the likes of
Enzo.
Enzo have played. We have the likes of Rhys James. So and what have
Those are
you?
those three, probably three
Yeah,
or
so
four.
probably we can still talk about Kopama because he did it in Man City with some few games. So I think, but they don't really have the command like that. So I think is a at par you can place the both team at level. Yeah.
Talking about Jose Mourinho in he has power in Stamford Bridge, but we saw what Chelsea did to him when he was in Manchester United. Do we expect to see such again in today's game?
Yeah, you know, the UEFA Champions League, when I said he has authority, I mean that there are some big dogs. That when we come, we say there are some players that are, some coaches are big dogs. Yeah, when you come to the league, I can tell you that the league is something like in a season you can meet yourself 4 times. So you have the chance to maybe maneuver your way around. But when you talk about Champions League, yeah, remember if you are remembering, if you will remind me of what happened with Chelsea versus Manchester, I will remind you what happened with Inter Milan versus Chelsea. So when you talk about that, that's what Jose Mourinho brings to the game. He has that, he commands that presence that you can't just take it away from him. Yeah, he commands some level of authority. So I just know if I just want to sleep, anytime I want to close my eye, I'll just remember what he did with Inter Milan and I'll say, God, please don't allow that same thing happen. Though we know we don't have the likes of Balotelli in that team that's going to trouble our players. But I still feel that when you talk about Champions League, you cannot play down on what Mourinho can do. And over time, we've not been seeing him in the like we've not been too. He has not been in the forefront. You know, look at what he did with AS Roma. So when you talk about UEFA, look at what he did with Manchester United. No matter how you try to play down on what who Mourinho is, Tottenham Hotspur, he took them to the final. Those the kind of person Jose Mourinho is. He's not a regular coach. He's the special one. So we have to give him that respect. Tonight is going to be the special one versus the diet Pep. So it's going to be let me say a Pep Guardiola in disguise versus by proxy versus Jose Mourinho. So it's going to be a rivalry as well. Yeah, so that's what I think about it. And I still feel Jose Mourinho still commands some level of authority in the game. So let's not forget who he is.
I want to talk about let's talk about the Chelsea defense line, especially those two. I know the wing backs are doing too well, but that central back, I don't know, no senior man, nobody that's going to, just like when Thiago Silva is there to just command and tell them what to do, but nobody is there. And I feel that defense line is very shaky and then very prone to getting, maybe conceding more goals.
That angle, I won't tell you that we don't have somebody like Thiago Silva in Chelsea. We have somebody like Rich James. Rich James within that defense line, but the only way we are going to get it wrong is when Enzo try to bring Rich James to the midfield. That's when that defense line will be empty.
Yeah.
So if him keeping Rich James at the back line, we help to coordinate them. Yeah, and mind you, when you are talking about that defense line, Chelsea have invested highly. Forget about the injury of Fofana. Do you know how much we sent Fofana from Leicester City? So Fofana, and mind you, Fofana is a France international. If not, kudos to injury.
He's injured.
The injury, all those injuries. So having a player like that, people keep talking about Chelsea.